Honesty, passion, experience. It's Timberwolves Explosion hosted on the Paladino Live Network. And now, your host, Paladino Joey. Hello again, Timberwolves fans. Are you ready for the explosion of Timberwolves basketball? I am your host, Paladino Joey, or Joey Awajan. Timberwolves Explosion is available on all of your favorite podcasting apps. I thank each and every one of you once and always for downloading and listening to this show. It's a great pleasure to be back on board with you once again today. Happy Friday. Hazy skies. Sun is poking through very strongly, but it's hazy, basically, kind of like the Timberwolves season, as the revenge tour was successful, dramatically successful, resoundingly successful against the Orleans Pelicans, and resoundingly disappointing against the stupid frickin' Pacers. What the heck? The Wolves go 1-1 in their little revenge tour. Yeah, isn't that exciting? I just love seeing Obi Toppin like catch and shoot threes. Somebody put a body on these curse words, these swear word people. Somebody put a body on them, please. Like, pay attention. And, I don't know, raise your hand if you're sick of the constant driving to the basket. Oh, he's got he could just drive to the hoop. No, but he's going to kick it out for a gosh darn catch and shoot three. Is that the whole dang league nowadays? Raise your hand if you're sick of it. My hand's raised. Can you just... is that all it is a freaking three-point contest? I mean, that's what it feels like some games. And that's what that Pacer game felt like. And the Wolves, like, just, I don't know, not hustling, not getting rebounds. Ugh, I hate it. Miami Heat wore the gorgeous Miami Vice-looking, uniforms on the court and everything. Miami Heat, never get rid of that. Keep it. That's your third jersey for all time, okay? Please. Or at least your fourth jersey if you want to have some new thing. But please don't ever get rid of that 1980s Miami Vice look. It is, it's quite... yeah, excellent. It really is. And I like those pastel shoes as well. Some of the players have that pastel blue looking shoes. So cool. I mean, I'm sorry. It's awesome. So there. I'm being kind of positive. Well, anytime I see anything that it's kind of like a 1980s vibe, I'm probably gonna like it. You know, most of the time, like the Blurry Creatures podcast. They play a lot of it's a 80s vibe all the time, and I try to do that on Mysterious Adventures as well. It's a podcast I do that's kind of similar to Blurry Creatures, where we get blurry and talk about stuff that's interesting. That's why it's called Mysterious Adventures. Might want to look that one up if you have the time, and aren't annoyed with me too much. New Orleans Pelicans game, so 2 games to review, 4 games to preview, so it's like 6 games, kind of it evens out basically. So the Timberwolves thrashed the Pelicans. Like, how dare you beat us last week, you sons of biscuits, or 2 days ago, excuse me, in that case. How dare you? We took them to the woodshed, pulled out the chain whip, and they have some welts all over them. But I shouldn't even joke about that. That's not funny at all. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. Jalen Clark, great game. I guess was a teammates. I don't know if they were teasing him or something. That's what I heard, like a background story about can he still dunk after the Achilles. And yeah, he showed that. Here's the word again, resoundingly, if that's okay to say. Put it down pretty good on a fast break. Nice lead pass by, I think it was Naz Reid, wasn't it? Was it Naz Reid? Yeah, he did have 6 assists in the game to lead the way. So nice lead pass from Naz Reid, unless I'm just, I don't know, not paying attention properly. But great game for Jalen Clark. Made all 3 of his threes. And yeah, I know he made 3-pointers. And 3-point shooting is nice. It's important. It's a huge part of the game. But if it's like 99% of the game, it's just a damn 3-point contest. That's the stupid Pacers. I officially hate the Pacers now, by the way. Yeah, not really, though. Don't worry. I'm not going to be ripping them every 10 seconds and, they lost. And no, we'll save that for the other team that wears yellow and blue in the Western Conference. You know that one, the one I absolutely loathe with the passion. Because it's got my 2 least favorite players in NBA history on it. Yeah, Curry and Butler. Oh, I mean, it's like puking on a pile of stuff. Okay. Anyhow, this game was, pretty much a thrashing for most of the way. Took them to the woodshed. You get the point. The first quarter was relatively close. Second quarter, the Wolves kept pulling away. Third quarter, kept pulling away. Fourth quarter, kept pulling away. Final score of 134-93. I mean, it was nice. But it did help that a very large power forward known as Mount Zion, or Zion Williamson, I'm just calling him that, but I'm sure he's been called that a million times, was hurt for the 5 millionth time in his career. So I don't know, he's always out. It is what it is. Alfred Payton missed all of his shots. Minus 16, was he? Yeah. Minus 32 for Jeremiah Robinson Earl. Rolls right off your tongue. Jeremiah Robinson Earl. He was a minus 32 coming off the bench, the sixth man for your New Orleans Pelicans, the original Charlotte Hornets. Here's a fun fact. What the heck? Because I was thinking this just this morning, and all that. Just kind of, you get random thoughts. Random thoughts. It's kind of like a random thoughts. Joey's random thought of the morning, or morning, evening, whatever. The Charlotte Hornets, right? They came in the NBA with the Miami Heat in 1988, and the Timberwolves and the Magic came in 1989. You realize at least I'm pretty sure, the Charlotte Hornets of the four franchises were the first team to win a playoff series. They beat the 90s Celtics, the early 90s Celtics, where it was like a lot of old 80s Celtics kind of becoming, they're getting older, washed up. It was McHale's last game when the Hornets eliminated the Boston Celtics in the first round. The first of the four franchises to win a playoff series. And basically since then, it's been slim pickings. I believe they advanced one other time with in the Chris Paul era, where they looked pretty damn promising. They'd already become New Orleans, though. They were the New Orleans Hornets. They went in a pretty tough series against the Spurs, but unfortunately the stupid Spurs beat them in the seventh game, and that was dumb. But the Hornets definitely put up a hell of a fight, and it was exciting. And I was like, man, Chris Paul. Oh yeah, that was the draft. That was the year before the Timberwolves drafted a certain small guard that we thought was going to be a Chris Paul type, and he wasn't. I don't want to get into that at all. And then hell of a player, but one of my least favorite players because of his arrogance and behavior, Steph Curry. Yes, he's good off the court. Okay, fine. Charity this, charity that, and I'm an ignorant, idiot. I don't care. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him on the court. Okay, so on the court, off the court, well, that's his business. I don't like him. Okay, made my point. I drug this out way too far. Way too far. Too many rat holes. But so the Hornets were the first team to win a playoff series. They're also now, and all these years later, the same franchise. And then if you even combine the the new Charlotte Hornets, or the Bobcats at first, still have not reached a conference final series once. The Timberwolves have reached it twice. The Magic reached it at least twice, right? No, more than that. They reached it like 4 times, I believe. 2 NBA Finals appearances for the Orlando Magic. No championships. So that's the second most successful team. The Wolves are the third when it comes to postseason success, anyway, which is funny when you think about it. So the poor Hornets. And then, of course, the Miami Heat. 3 championships, several conference finals and all that. Even going back to the Bulls, that was the first time they made it to the conference finals in 97. And the Bulls thrashed them right out of there, basically. After a year before, the Bulls thrashed the Magic. So, at that time, that was the peak of the Heat. The Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway team. So crazy to think about, though. Just kind of an interesting, fun fact to think how the Hornets were the first team to advance out of the first round, thinking, oh, they're going to be a really good franchise, and then, well, it just didn't happen that way, did it? I'm not trying to be mean, because I'd like to see the Hornets do well. Like, how can you root against the Hornets? You know what I mean? They're not showboating their heads off like the Warriors. Like the Warriors, how can I look at it the opposite. Like, how can you stand him? Draymond Green and his big mouth, Curry, his antics every time he does anything good. It's get out of here. Even though it's more subtle now, it's still very visible. Next case. Next case. Yeah, that one. Yeah, frickin' Obi Toppin again. God, I like to smack him in the head. Obi Toppin. Oh my God. Ugh. 6 of 9 from 3. Are you serious? 7 of 10 from the field. Let's just get in front of him, for heaven's sake. Deny him the ball a little bit. I know he's not, I don't even know who to compare him to. Like Kawhi Leonard or something. I know he's not Kawhi Leonard in his prime. But for heaven's sake, put a body on him. But all of a sudden, Obi Toppin is like, Kawhi Leonard against the Timberwolves. Basically, at least on the offensive side. I don't think his defense could be on Kawhi's peak. Hell to the no on that one. It didn't help that Tyrese Halliburton was healthy this time, and Pascal Siakam. So Timberwolves couldn't take care of business against the Pacers when Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam were out. Oh no, we couldn't take care of them then. So who's to say we're going to do it now? No, we didn't. This was on Monday, of course. In Conseco Fieldhouse? No, Gainbridge Fieldhouse. They got to keep calling it a Fieldhouse, I guess, because it's Indiana. It's Indiana. Monday, March 24th. Happy birthday, Paul. 1 in a million chance he's listening, because I don't think... Yep, he listens to Mysterious Adventures, I think. And, but not this one. Probably not this one anymore. I don't know. Doggone it. Everybody comes and goes and ebbs and flows. But, no, not everybody. Not everybody. But, okay, yes, I got to backtrack a teeny bit. So, against the Magic, Joe Ingles started. Yep, so his son could see him. That was really cool. Joe Ingles got to start. Classy move by the organization, Minnesota Timberwolves and Target Center. And Joe Ingles got to start, and that was awesome. So, it was cool. It was also the Random Wolf of the Week, apparently, on, what do they call that? What the heck do they call it? Flagrant Howls. Of course, that's a Score North production with Phil Mackey, Kyle Tighe, who's on sometimes. That's usually when there's the Random Wolf. I didn't put the sound off on this. Sorry about that. Yeah, but anyhow, there you go. Yes. Well, good to see the Timberwolves beat the tar out of the Pelicans, I suppose, without Zion Williamson. So it's like a healthy Zion Williamson. The Wolves often lose to the Pelicans. And the Pacers, they just swept us this year. No spectacular block or anything. I think we swept them last year. So they returned the favor. Good for them. Now their record is slightly better than ours. I think we were pretty much tied or slightly ahead of them. But so much for that, unfortunately. Pacers sweep the Wolves, and it was an extremely frustrating game. Generally speaking, the Wolves shot pretty well. Kind of both teams did for the most part. Yeah, 48.4. Felt like the Pacers shot 55%, but they shot 48.9. Okay, so it was like 0.5% more or higher, yet they still throttled us, kind of. Didn't help that they didn't really throttle us, but they beat us, yeah. The Wolves shot 25% from 3 or 26 approximately, and the Pacers 37. That's not that great, but I don't know. They made them when they mattered, and it was annoying. And Obi Toppin is stupid catch and shoot threes, and we got to kick the ball at every 10 seconds. Pacers attempted 35 threes. The Wolves attempted 35 threes. That's great. They just made more of them. Or as a certain Spurs coach would say, we shot the ball, it didn't go in. Remember the two questions? What is it like? The in between quarters on national TV. I think it's like TNT or ESPN. They're like, so, Coach, what happened? What happened in the first? It's kind of like dumb, lame questions. That's probably why he's so mean back, kind of. He's like, Coach, what happened in the first quarter or whatever? Or, we shot the ball, it didn't go in, or first half. What's it going to take in the second half? Hard work. It's like, thanks, Coach. Okay. I mean, what? We shot the ball, it didn't. Okay. Yeah, thanks. We shot the ball, it didn't go in. Hard work. So that was a very enlightening interview years ago, but I kind of get it though. I mean, I kind of get that way sometimes at work. Like you're kind of, you got a lot to do. People are bugging you about dumb stuff, asking dumb questions. It's like, okay, yeah, you kind of want to respond that way sometimes, especially if it's just cutesy like water cooler talk. Like, okay, I don't know. So I can kind of relate to that a little bit. Like cutesy water cooler talk. We're happy for you. How was your weekend? I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's Monday. Like, get away from me. I'm not happy. I don't want the weekend to be over and answer that question. So I know it's a curmudgeon sorry. I know, curmudgeon, I'm terrible. Enough about me already. I sound like a jerk. Apologize. My God, the Oklahoma City Thunder have 61 wins already. But then when you look at 12 losses, yeah, well, they'd have to go undefeated in the next 9 games to get to 70. I don't think they're going to do that, but 61 wins is still pretty good. Wolves stuck at 41 wins, 32 losses. I mean, you have to go undefeated the rest of the way to win 50 games. 50! I mean, coming into the season, did you think the Wolves were going to win 50 games? I did too. Come on. They're not even going to win 50 games this year because of stupid back and forth, Gopher hockey like BS. Like Gopher hockey, they can't win 2 games in a row either. It's ridiculous. The Wolves did win 8 in a row, yeah. but it took like the whole season to get there. And they followed up with 2 pathetic losses and then a back and forth thing. Like we'll call it a 3 out of 4, pathetic performances. 3 out of 4 pathetic performances. Like Indiana, again, you should have beat them. You gave up 132 points. Obi Toppin looks like Kawhi Leonard and Larry Bird combined. When you think about Indiana, you think of Larry Bird, of course. You look like Larry Bird and Kawhi Leonard combined. In the next game, it's kind of like, I don't know, some guy who can shoot the ball really well. I don't know. He shot the ball and it went in. What's it going to take against Phoenix? Hard work. Yeah, basically. That's what it's going to take. 3 days off, get your heads out of that place, and start playing better. This upcoming week is going to be all over the place. Phoenix, Detroit, Denver, and Brooklyn. Like that's a they say word salad. Like say like what did you just say? What's wrong with Joey here? Like didn't sleep well or what? But no, this is just you could call it an NBA salad coming up. That could be a nice title for the episode, but I think it's going to be a lack of urgency instead. No sense of urgency. That's kind of what it feels like. Against the stupid Pacers. Like, it felt like a lack of urgency in that game. They just didn't seem serious. They didn't. The Pacers did seem serious, and they won. Bottom line, they won by 16 points. It's pretty good thrashing. Pretty good. They took us to the woodshed and beat us with a chain whip a la Castlevania 2 or 3. Yeah, I guess they all have a chain whip, don't they? Yeah, when you get the whip, it gets stronger, and you get the chain whip. Yeah, yep, 1, 2, and 3, and so on and so forth. That modern 3D stuff, that ain't Castlevania. That's just it's just called Castlevania, but it ain't Castlevania to me. I'll pass. I'll stick with the 2D. Yep. So I don't know who gets the awards this week. I don't know. Anthony Edwards is playing with what did he play? Have like a lacerated thumb or something? So, Randall, nice game against against his former club, the Pelicans. I don't know. Unfortunately, Joe Ingles, over 3. What a bugger. That's a bugger right there. Bugger. Doggone it. Over 3. Come on. That sucks. Of course, that's Australian slang, by the way. Bugger. I don't know. I'm doing what's his name? I think it's Naz Reid. 20 points. He had that great assist also versus the Pelicans, but also still managed 20 points. He looked pretty serious and pretty sharp out there compared to other guys. Dante, 4 of 13. Ugh. And sometimes the coaching doesn't seem serious either. Like I think Terrence Shannon could offer more than some of these guys out there clanging shots and such. Like you can't, I don't know, slice some of their minutes if they're having a crappy game and put in the Terrence Shannon Jr. Like is Rick Edelman still coaching this team or Tom Thibodeau? Like I hate rookies. Ugh. And some of them aren't even rookies anyway. Like whatever happened to Leonard Miller? Yeah, I guess he's been on G League assignment. I thought he was supposed to be pretty good, but what the heck? Yeah, unfortunately, TSJ Terrence Shannon Jr. didn't do a whole lot against the Pelicans. It's just kind of disappointing. But I suppose that was garbage time and all that. Naz Reid 15. Yeah, I'm going with Naz Reid. It's not really a glitzy, glamorous version of the Lone Wolf Award. It's kind of like okay, what the heck, give it to him because he had a good week. To be fair, he did. Naz Reid had a good week, and nice to see him shooting better because he had some horrendous games like the last few weeks, like a few weeks ago. I mean, like opening up the game like over 10 or something. Like that's horrendous. Like how do you even sleep at night shooting like that? That's embarrassing. Honorable mention to Jalen Clark. I mean, I'd like to give it to him almost, but I think Reed's a little more impactful. But Jalen Clark, yeah, honorable mention. He deserves mention. He had a very strong couple games here. It's only 2 games, but really good against the Pelicans. But I thought he looked serious out there as well against the Pacers. Couple steals, a block, made most of his shots and all that. So great to see. The Johnny Flynn Memorial. I think Jaden McDaniels is disappearing again. We're getting this Casper the Friendly Ghost crap. 6 points against the Pacers. What happened, man? What happened? And his defense wasn't real good in that game either. So, 1 rebound. Like, when you see him reaching up and dunking and such, he looks like he's 6'11". 1 rebound? Okay, sure. Yeah, he's a long son of a gun. Like you expect a little more than that. At least he did get a block, but I'm sorry, I have to pass out the Johnny Flynn Memorial. It's not the biggest steaming nasty one, like for some weeks to certain people, or even him, like much earlier in the year. But he's still getting it. 16 rebounds for Gobert versus the Pacers. We do appreciate that. He had a strong performance as well. 16 and 16. But like it's been mentioned on other shows in town, something about Gobert. He's not as good this year. Period. His defense isn't as good. His offense isn't as good. And we re-signed him. We gave him an extension to Rudy Gobert. Yeah, it's cheaper than before, but I don't know. I just don't know, man. I don't know about that extension. Well, I gave out the awards. Let's take a quick, brief thing. Take a little break here. Come back for segment number 2. Oh, real quick. You'll notice there's a change in the music. It's the same songs, but remixed, because Capcom, the company that makes Mega Man games, yeah, they're giving me a hell of a time all of a sudden. Or that made Mega Man games. It still does. But I mean, made these super retro Mega Man 2, 3, basically. Giving me a hard time on Spotify and all that, so I'm forced to take them out. You'll notice some of the older shows have changes in music. Way back in the day, I used to have remixes of the Shadow Man and Magnet Man songs, and they were really good, but that computer blew up basically on me many years ago, and those files were lost, and I don't know where those songs are anymore. I would have never gotten copyright for those, at least I don't think so. Usually people that make remixes aren't that anal about things. And I don't know, frankly, I don't know what the hell Capcom's problem is. These games are 35 years old. It's a Nintendo game music. Is it selling at Sam Goody or something? If it still exists or whatever. Is it selling on Apple Music? Come on, guys. I don't know what they're so anal about that, but I guess they are. So hopefully the remix people don't have a problem with it. So that's what you're going to notice is that's why you're hearing remixes. And it's what it should have been in the first place. So then it's what had never happened. And then I got to dig through song or show after show after show. Luckily, I know generally where the songs are, and you can see the different, vibes, so to speak, vibrations in the audio tracks. So you can see it even if it's not still on the editing software, which a lot of the really old shows, of course, they're not going to be, because you can't keep the file the editing software file all the time, because it takes up much more space than an MP3 when the show is done, and it's just you could export it as an MP3 and get it out there in the into cyberspace. So that's the story there. A little show update. I was going to say that at the beginning, and I kind of semi forgot because it's been all over the shows. It's been real fun. Thanks, Capcom. So suffice to say, Capcom, our relationship is over. We're done. When it comes to video game flashback, I'm not reviewing another game on there for them ever again. Because, I like to put songs in the game so you can hear the song and hear the game and feel the game. No, you can't do that. Well, screw you then. Bye. We're done. I'll still play the games. Yes, I'll still play Mega Man 1, 2, 3 on Nintendo and all that. But I will not review their games and say, oh, it's so great. No, those days are done, baby. So, getting that little information out there, figured hopefully I didn't take up too much of your time, about 2-3 minutes, kind of updating what the heck is going on with that. Certain shows might disappear forever, you never know, but nothing recent, I would hope. I kind of try to keep up with some of that if possible. With that said, and the really old shows again had remixes, so they're fine. Anyhow, with all that said, we will now take a break and return to preview the upcoming 4 games. And we are back here on Timberwolves Explosion. Yes, sorry for airing out my dirty laundry. I had to announce my breakup with Capcom. It's a divorce. Yep, I'm filing for divorce. They're being dicks, and I'm letting you know that they're being dicks. That's all you need to know. Anyhow, yes, doggone it. I have it up. Okay, so the last 2 games of March, 2 in April. Happy April, happy spring. At least for those of you in the northern hemisphere, and happy fall if you do like it in the southern hemisphere. A lot of people do like fall. I like it to a point. Less humidity. I don't like the less sunlight, though. I'll take spring any day of the week over fall, in my humble opinion. But then again, basketball does start. What did I hear? Some kind of weird proposal about like the NBA opening the season on Christmas Day. Let me give you the yes or no answer on that. No. I mean, here come the fall leaves. October. It's October, Halloween, Thanksgiving, all that good stuff. I think basketball in October. I don't think basketball like having to. You have to wait all the way up till Christmas, and then the season ends around my birthday, like the end of July. Yeah, during COVID, I guess, or like some kind of huge lockout or something. But not this. Usually the lockout, yeah, and then the NBA draft is in like August. I like it around June. I like the draft where it is. Some things should be left alone, and that's how I feel. What say you out there? What say you? If you have anything to say, I should put a poll out there. I am staunchly against that. If I have any say on it, and I guess doing an NBA podcast here, I say lemon in the tomato juice to October, and thumbs down to opening the season on Christmas Day. What are you doing? So lemon and tomato juice. Delicioso. That thing was sitting there the whole first segment. I just let it sit there. So that's how I roll. Phoenix Suns, huh? Well, let's look at those Phoenix Suns with their, occasional gorgeous third jerseys and beautiful court when they do that. This one will be in Target Center, so if they wear those jerseys, that's great, but we won't get to see the cool court. Maybe we'll get to see the Wolves' frozen ice court. It's okay. It's not as good as the Suns' desert one. I'm sorry. It's not. Timberwolves have been dominating the Phoenix Suns of late after being dominated by the Phoenix Suns a year ago, until the playoffs anyway. Since the playoffs, it has been a demolition. The Timberwolves have beaten the Suns 7 consecutive games. Will it continue in Target? I'd have to say probably. Phoenix Suns had won 4 in a row until losing to the Boston Celtics by 30 points, which is a rematch of the 1975 or 74 NBA Finals. It was one of those, but that was back when the Suns were a pretty new team. But of course, the old guard at the time, already an old guard, called the Boston Celtics. What the heck? I turned the sound up on this stupid thing. But yeah, they were. They went out there and got it done. The Celtics. Oh Lord, I can't even get this right. NBA Finals. Was it the 74? Was it the Suns? It won't even show it. Come on. Bucks. Okay, that was the Bucks. Okay, so 74 the Bucks went but lost. Probably in the later days of Kareem. What? Okay, it's 76. Duh. When Garnett was born. And Robert Parrish, I believe, started playing for the Warriors around that time. Man, that's how old Robert Parrish is. Yeah, it was the 76. Celtics won the series in 6 games, which unfortunately the Suns also lost the NBA Finals in 6 games to the Bulls, and lost to the Milwaukee Bucks of all teams in 6 games in 2021. Believe it or not, both of those teams did exist way back in the day too. So it's interesting. So the Suns had won 4 in a row, looking kind of good, crushing Toronto, beating Chicago. They beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. Impressive. They beat the Bucks also by only 2 points, and then got obliterated by the Celtics recently on the 26th. Pardon me. Timberwolves, of course, 2-3 in our last 5. The stupid bullcrap, losing to the Pacers twice, and then even getting beat by the Pelicans as well. I do believe the Wolves beat the Suns, but it's probably not going to be that easy of a matchup. I better get moving here. Time is ticking. Wolves and Suns tied at 13 for points. The Suns are 23rd in rebounds. The Wolves are 18th. The Suns, again, a stat I don't mention much, second in the NBA in free throw percentage. I'm sure Booker helps with that. Second in three-point percentage as well. Booker helps with that. Wolves are 8th in free throw and 5th in three-point range, or three-point percentage. It sure doesn't feel like it sometimes. Assists, the Suns are 10th. The Wolves are 17th. Turnovers, Suns are 13th. The Wolves are 18th. Assist to turnover ratio, the Suns are 9th, the Wolves are 16th. Block shots, the Wolves are 16th, and the Suns are 15th. Steals, the Suns are 29th, and the Wolves are 12th. Too many stats, right? No, a little bit. So the Suns, basically, you add this all together, they're good at ball control and shooting. But I guess it's not enough. Yep. Ball control and shooting, I mean, that sounds like a huge part of the NBA. Timberwolves, no injuries. Boy, the Wild could sure use that right now. Bradley Beal, hamstring for the Suns. March 16th. We looked at those stats. Now let's look at the players individually. Again, I love the nice uniforms that some of these guys wear. 27 points a game for KD, the future Timberwolf, in some people's opinion. We'll see if that happens this summer. Just might. Nurkic is leading the club in rebounds with 9.2, and Devin Booker, my best friend, 7.1 assists to lead the way with Tyus Jones at 5.6 as well. Booker, he's a good player, but God, he's a punk. He's a punk. What's a punk? Somebody who's always looking for a fight, always mouthing off. That's what a punk is. He's the definition of a punk. You can look it up and you'll see his picture. Just try it. No. I mean, if if things work that way, yeah. Like Devin Booker's a perfect example of a punk, in my opinion. Bradley Beal's missed time. I don't know. He's a punk too sometimes, but not really. Not like Booker. Grayson Allen's just kind of one of those, John Stockton kind of chippy players. Really smart, pretty good. Not as good as Stockton, of course, but type like a John Stockton type. Tyus Jones, of course, great ball control, like really great ball control, let's be honest. He's had a great career that way. More turnovers this year than in the past, though. Or just, his assist-to-turnover ratio isn't as sexy as it was years ago, but it's still pretty good. So big respect going to Tyus Jones, 5.5 assists and 1.2 turnovers, 10 points a game, basically. Three-point percentage, 42. Wow, good job. Grayson Allen, three-point percentage, 43. Kevin Durant, 43. Devin Booker, 34? What happened? Huh. Royce O'Neal even, 41, almost 42% from three. Royce O'Neal? And again, just further proof the NBA is just all out of whack. Like big, huge guys, like launching threes and stuff, or big, bulky guys that you just, in the past you didn't think about that. But I suppose, going all the way back to Perkins, Sam Perkins, kind of a bigger guy, like pudgy guy, was a really good three-point shooter, and he was more of a power forward center kind of guy. Like a short center and like a average-sized power forward. The Timberwolves will beat the Suns because, I don't know, it's just been a good matchup, and I hope the Wolves get those brooms out and sweep them. I'm just afraid of the day coming when, how things turn. They do. Wolves used to beat the Suns, and then the Suns used to beat us, and then the Wolves used to beat the, you know what I mean? It's just how it goes. Things ebb and flow in the NBA and in every other sport. The Twins never beat the St. Louis Cardinals except in 1987, when thankfully the most important series of all time for the Twins and Cardinals playing against each other, the 1987 World Series. It's pretty important, but of course that's 1987. Timberwolves will beat the Suns by a final score along the likes of I don't know, what the hell. We'll say like 120 to 115. Wolves win by 5 in a pretty close game back and forth. If it goes to OT, well, obviously it'll be higher scoring. Anthony Edwards, I don't know what to say. Hopefully his lacerated thumb has healed a bit. That's about 3 days for that to heal. So I'm guessing, it'll be a bit better. 3 days is a while till it's like a cut heal. So hopefully he's all right. Anthony Edwards will get 30, and the Wolves beat the Suns. Kind of a basic score there. Oh boy, Detroit Pistons. So they're 42 and 32. 41 and 32. They have the same record as the Timberwolves. Whereas like a year ago, you'd be like, we have the same record as the Pistons. What? Or even 2 years ago. What? Like 2 years ago when the Wolves would lose to, like the 4 worst teams in the league. We had like a putrid record against the 4 worst teams in basketball, and Detroit was one of them. Well, Detroit's still a tough matchup for us. Healthy or not. Jaden Ivey's been out for a long time, since New Year's Day. Tried to get him on fantasy, but he's not coming back, is he? Son of a gun. Cade Cunningham, is he going to play? Some people believe that Cade Cunningham is going to lead the Pistons to a title, so we'll see. That's out there with the I forget who said that. Was it Kendrick Perkins, or one of those other big shot commentators? They believe that Cade Cunningham will lead the Pistons to a title. Maybe. I mean, they're completely different right now. I mean, that is it's a good basketball team. Good for them. Cunningham calf, though, as of March 24th. The Pistons are 11th in points, 9th in rebounds, 15th in three-point percentage, 14th in assists, 23rd in turnovers. Ooh, 21st in turnover ratio, probably the youth and all that. 9th in blocks, though, and 13th in steals. Timberwolves got crushed by the Pistons pretty bad on Jan 4th. Saturday, Jan 4, 119 to 105. Ugh. Will the Wolves get revenge on the Detroit Pistons? Well, with the way the Timberwolves have been this year, you get that nice win versus Phoenix. I hope. Don't get your, I don't know. Don't get too excited yet, but I would hope they can beat them. The Suns have been playing better. I think the Pistons beat the Wolves. Yeah, go out and prove me wrong, guys. Please prove me wrong. Malik Beasley's third on the team in scoring with 16.2 a game. Pretty good. Three-point percentage is 42. Jaden Ivey was 41, but he's only played 30 games. He's been out with, was it a leg injury? I think it said, right? Leg? Like an ankle. Yeah, that's right. He had like a tibia, like broken tibia or something. So it's like leg, ankle-ish down there. Ooh, yeah. I don't want to think about that kind of pain and nastiness. Well, but I'd had ankle issues for a while, but, wanted to keep healing, though. Just age and wear and tear and all that crap, Enough about me again. Dennis Schroeder, is he on the team? I don't know. I'm not going to click on him, but if he's there, because people get traded so much. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been there. Yeah, nice player. I like Tim Hardaway Jr. Good player, man. 10 points a game. Yep, so kind of a middle-of-the-road three-point shooter. Jalen Duren, almost 12 points a game. Shoots 0 threes. Good for you, buddy. 10 rebounds, yep. Good. A big man that just plays a big man game. But only one block a game, though. Somehow with 1.5 turnovers? What's up with that? Huh. Anyhow, I think the Pistons beat the Timberwolves, unfortunately, in a back-and-forth, close, frustrating, we lost to them again kind of game. One of those, you lost to them again. 5th place in the Eastern Conference. Wow. Like, they're out of the play-in. Detroit isn't messing around. Like, when the Timberwolves got back to the playoffs, they were in the play-in, remember? Against we had to beat somebody, Clippers, I believe, and then we had a pretty good series against Memphis. Ultimately blew like 3 double-digit leads in a row and lost those 3 games in a row. We actually had a shot at beating that loudmouth idiot known as Ja Morant, but we didn't. And then he was able to keep jawing at us because of it the next year, and so on and so forth. He's got his bragging rights, so we're happy for him. That was 2022. Excuse me. But anyhow, the Pistons beat the Timberwolves in a close battle. That's frustrating end. Final score of 118 to like 115, something along the likes of that. What's his name? Julius Randle with 25, but the Wolves do not beat Detroit Pistons, unfortunately. Denver Nuggets, another one that's a tough team with success. More success than the Suns because they have an NBA title. This will be on TNT. Denver is 46-28. Still, they're good, competitive, strong. What's his name out though? Isn't the Cyclops out? That would be Nikola Jokic. He's not showing up here. Maybe he was out, but the old Cyclops, the best player in the league, bar none. Well, I guess he's playing Jamal Murray hamstring again. It was calf last year when he threw the heating pad on the court and, barely got in trouble. Christian Braun, foot, March 27th. Jamal Murray, hamstring, March 27th. Aaron Golden, calf, March 27th. On paper, Denver is a hell of a team. Third in points, third in rebounds, first in field goal percentage. I can't imagine why that would be. He might be the Cyclops guy, maybe. Fourth in three-point range, number 1 in the league in assists. That's Cyclops again. 17th in turnovers, second in assist to turnover ratio, 16th in block shots, 13th in steals per game. Yes, they got mean and competitive against old Cyclops last year in the playoffs. But, at the end of the day, there he is. He's on the TV right now as a rookie. You know what, Cyclops? Okay, I'll stop. I salute Nikola Jokic. Lots of respect coming his way. Lots and lots. He's the best. He gets it done, and he's a good guy too. I like the way how respectful he was to our franchise. So after that playoff series. Like Jamal Murray was just opposite. Kind of, you could tell he's kind of an ass. I don't know. Like he hates us and everything. He does. But whereas Jokic was much more respectful, and I don't know. I support him. Keep getting MVPs. I guess if Anthony Edwards doesn't get it, good for him. I'd much rather it's him than Golden State players or anything along those lines. Denver has definitely been struggling, and it certainly hurts when number 15 is out. Man, yeah, they're 2-3, but I do think 15 will be back in there. I think so, but we'll see. We'll see. He's definitely he's had his ups and downs with health this year a little bit, at least of late. 29 points, 13 rebounds, and 10.5 assists. Yeah, he's the best player in the league. I remember he missed so many threes in that game 7. It was weird because he makes those too. He doesn't shoot that many. He shoots about 5 a game, which again, that's better. Like Wemby, why are you shooting like 13 threes? Dang it. Before he had the shoulder issue, of course, with the blood clots. But, all respect there and wishing him full recovery, of course, and that there's no real health danger later from that. Pray to God for that, definitely, because blood clots are not a joke. That can kill you. Oh, yeah. Yes, it can, and that's a nervous chuckle. Nikola Jokic, yeah, obviously spectacular player, amazing career, and I'm glad he got a ring out of it. I am. As big of a dork as Murray can be, well, no, he's a good player. He's just got an attitude, He's got an attitude. He's not as bad as Booker, but nobody is. He's got an attitude, chip on his shoulder, and I don't know. Good for him that he got a ring also. I think the Wolves can beat this team, though, of course. Again, it's another one of those deals where we're just playing really well against them, and it's awesome. Just be respectful. Don't be a jackass like John Morant. Just don't do that. Just don't. Be respectful of the Nuggets as best possible. Hopefully, get the job done. This could be a loss, though. There's a very strong possibility this is a loss, but I'd like to step out in faith and believe the Timberwolves get this done. This one is it in Target Center? Of course, it doesn't matter. Oh, this is in Ball Arena, so. Yeah, it is tougher there. The Wolves have lost quite a few games at home this year as well. So it's been an annoying season. Annoying. A blankety blank of a season. Whatever, fill in the blanks there. I don't know where to go with this. I think the Wolves win, though. Yes, I think the Wolves win this. I couldn't believe how much the Wolves pounded the Nuggets earlier. And they were pretty healthy in that game. Much earlier in the year on Jan 25. That was ridiculous. But even the 115-95, that was very recent, actually. The Wolves will sweep the Nuggets on April Fool's Day, Tuesday. April Fool's Day, Wolves win. Final score of, it's going to be lower scoring, 112-105. Wolves win by 7 over the Denver Nuggets. And on we go to the Brooklyn Nets. Hey, Mario. And what's crazy, I didn't think we played Brooklyn yet. So both of our Brooklyn games are in April. Wow, which is like the end of the season practically. Final game of the regular season is the 13th of April, hosting the Utah Jazz, where they will lose one of their 60 games, one of their 60-something games there at that stage. TNT, Denver, Anthony Edwards will have 40 in that game. It's a national television game. Wolves versus Memphis next Thursday on TNT. Anthony Edwards, go out and beat those guys, dang it. It's in Memphis, so both of these are road games. Brooklyn, one of those, this reeks of a trap game. We've had weird luck against these guys forever. Trendon, Watford, illness, March 27th. Noah Clowney, not the great defensive lineman in the NFL. He, unfortunately, March 27th. Zaire Williams, illness, March 27th. Well, get better, guys. Brooklyn Nets, 29th in points, 29th in rebounds, 29th in field goal percentage. Thought I'd put that out. 27th in three-point percentage, 25th in assists, 18th in turnovers, 21st in assist-to-turnover ratio, 23rd in blocks, and 20th in steals. And the Wolves have not played them yet. They've lost at least 5 in a row, because that's what's showing. A lot of those games, they didn't even make 100 points. Lost to Boston, Indiana again. Everybody's losing to the Pacers all of a sudden. They might be the NBA champions at the end of the year. Sheesh. Got beat by 19 by the Dallas Mavericks. Huh. Oh my goodness gracious. Am I seeing this correctly? They got beat by 30 by the Toronto Raptors. Yep. At home. At home. Wow. 30 by the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors. Who's on the Raptors? Like Jake Podol or something like that? 30? Okay. All right. They got beat by 30 by the Raptors. Wow. Well, I think the Wolves better win this game. This is in Target Center, isn't it? And I think Nope, this is Barclay Center. Barclay. Well, if the Raptors can beat them by 30, you can beat them by 3 or something, can't you guys? Can you just beat these guys? Can you just win and stop screwing around? Just stop it. Please. Can we at least get to like 47 wins or something? Can't imagine D'Angelo Russell's really been a great spark plug to the team. Is Schroeder on the is Schroeder on the Pistons or on? Yeah, he gets traded so much. Okay, Pistons. Good for him. Good for him. He's not on the Brooklyn Nets. That's where he was earlier. Okay, because he has been everywhere. Like he's going to be a great immaculate grid player for a lot of people. Like he's been on everybody. He's been on the Hawks. He's been on the Lakers. He's been on the Nets, the Pistons. I can't even remember. He's been everywhere. Let's look at Schroeder here really quick. Atlanta, yep, definitely remember him as a Hawk. Okay, yep, the Thunder. So Hawks 1, Thunder 2, Lakers 3, Celtics 4, Houston Rockets 5, Lakers again, Brooklyn, Toronto, Detroit, Golden State, Brooklyn. Holy schmuckers. He's been everywhere. He's been everywhere. Yep. Yeah, 23rd, 23, that's when he was back on the Lakers, and that's when he checked his artery or his vein for ice cold. Yep, when he hit the three-point shot, when you do that, ice in his veins. Son of a biscuit. That was the play-in where they knocked us down to the 8th seed and we got the Nuggets. It's wonderful. Yep, we got the 8th seed. Isn't that great? Yeah. And then the Lakers advanced, if I remember correctly. Didn't they go on a playoff run that year? And then they got beat by the Nuggets. It was kind of like a reverse of back in the day. Vince Germano would probably remember very well when the Lakers pretty much beat the crap out of the Nuggets, en route to, I believe that was 2010 for the championship. Or was that 2009? I think it was 2009. 2010, I think, was the Suns. Yeah, beat the Suns. Kobe had a very clutch shot over Grant Hill Was Grant Hill still playing that year? Jeez. I think he was, wasn't he? Man, Grant Hill played a long time. Yeah, like an old Grant Hill. But 2010's a long time ago, too, let's be fair. Yep, I know one was Denver, one was the Suns, basically, yeah. Okay, I'm going down too many rabbit holes again. I'm losing my mind. But obviously the Lakers won their NBA title, both of those years. So, yes, they did. 2009 and 10. And, well, whatever it is. The Wolves will beat the Brooklyn Nets. Final score, I have no idea. I mean, they don't really score much, and they give up a lot of points, and they've been lousy, and the vibe is toxic. The Brooklyn Nets are toxic, rotting nets, like they're falling off the rim, basically. Okay, yeah, you know what I mean? Those busted up nets, that have been out there forever. So, Tony Allen they retired his number. That's nice. Memphis, sorry. But the Nets will not beat the Timberwolves. Final score 125 to 108. Timberwolves beat the Nets pretty good. The leading scorer in the game will be Naz Reid. Naz Reid. Yep. Naz Reid's an East Coast guy. 25 for Naz. And the Timberwolves win at the end of the day. So, 3-1 week. I should sure freaking hope so anyway. Timberwolves get to 44 wins and keep trying to work their way into April to the upper 40s and not the low 40s. Please, that'd be great. Maybe still have a shot at, a better draw in the playoffs and not being stuck in like 8th or 9th seed or something. And then, that'd be, I don't think we're going to drop to 9 or anything, but this team's better than like 7, 8. We should be like 5, 6. Come on. Stupid. But, of course, the Warriors are, still, they were kind of semi-dead and gone, but then this stupid Butler trade, God, of course, right? And they're playing the Pelicans tonight. That should go real well. Great. Pelicans. Well, we'll see what happens. Anyway, we'll take a quick break and come back and hear what you had to say. And we are back here on Timberwolves Explosion Fan Interaction segment at TWolvesEX, at TWolvesEX. Gosh, I didn't do anything with Instagram. So Timberwolves_Explosion is the Instagram. Interesting. So my apologies for that. Timberwolves_Explosion is the Instagram. If you can give that a follow as well. Of course, Facebook.com/Timberwolves Explosion. Always more than welcome there, and really appreciate anybody joining that page. And of course, all the links are in the show description. Let's get to the Twitter again, at TWolvesEX. Want to thank Vince Germano and Tanae Brown for retweeting the most recent episode. Vince Germano, of course, out of Australia, and Tanae Brown out of New Zealand. Love you guys very much so. Pillars of the show, without a doubt. Benzo from the Bronx, also a pillar of the show. He says, hey, what's up, y'all? The stupid losses will continue throughout the year and the playoffs. Shaking my head. It's just good to see how good they can be in the near future, being that Ant, Jaden, Nas, and the Youngs are showing improvement in various areas. The stupid losses still sting in the moment, though. Yes, yeah, absolutely. They absolutely do. Benzo at 158 Wolves. Benzo out of the Bronx. And the New York, of course. That's it for actual posts, and I really appreciate that, Benzo. And yeah, keep the posts coming. I salute you with a lemon and tomato juice. You may not like lemon and tomato juice, but on this show, it is. Yes, you mean, in this show, the host loves it, and that is a very big compliment. At least I'd like to say it is. It's meant in a very positive way, is what I'm trying to say. It's up to you if you think it's a compliment or not. But no, I salute you in a big way, Benzo, and really appreciate you. And thank you so much, Vince and Tanae, for retweeting the show. Anyone out there, yes, please do keep retweeting and sharing the show if you could. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or whatever other social app you might be able to do. Really appreciate it. Positive ratings, 5-star ratings on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and such. Again, notice the music's different. I already yabbered about that in segment 1, but that's what's going on. Capcom is being dorks, and yeah, we'll just leave that right where that is. That's just how that is. So we'll see how many more notifications I'll have over the course of time. It's not super hard to fix, but it's tedious, especially if it's an older show. So it's a little tedious, but it's doable, and it is what it is. So far, Timberwolves shows have been saved, and yep, all the shows that were notified have been fixed. And I'm going to continue with the, what are they called? The remixes from here on. Might as well check and see really quick. Just look at the demographics of the show again for fun. It's always fun to do, and I need to post more and all of that. That's my own fault. I say that all the time. Last week's show didn't do so hot, probably because the name of the episode and the logo was like, what the heck is that? Poison Lemon. So my apologies. People might have thought, what the heck is that all about? So it did dramatically worse. Or they just think I'm a negative bad guy or whatever. Or people were just generally negative on the wall. It's like, screw this. They're going downhill, that type of vibe. So who knows? For whatever reason. It's probably all several different various reasons. So looks like the highest demographic is 35 to 44. Interesting. 45-59. Yep. And 60 plus, 10%. Interesting. And that's very interesting. I don't know what this not specified thing is all about. But anyhow. United States 74.2. China of all people. 7%. Hello, China, if you're listening. Australia's third place behind China. What happened? No, 6.7. And no, if this is Chinese like the show, thank you. Nice to meet you, or say hello sometime on Twitter. So I really appreciate that. New Zealand coming in fourth, 2.4%. Locally in the U.S. and Minnesota's 55.2. I'm surprised. Well, I am actually. St. Cloud still ruling Minnesota, though. 32.5. Minneapolis coming in second at 22%. St. Paul third. 12.6. Rochester, Andover, St. Michael, Burnsville. So hello to all of you out there. Maybe somebody listened to it one time for all I know in some of these. But still, hello, just in case you're listening. And say hello sometime. Say hi. That'd be great. Follow the Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and say hello sometime. I don't bite, I really don't at the end of the day. So hello, St. Cloud. God bless you. Say hello sometime, somebody from St. Cloud. I'd like to hear from you, or from, if there's other people in Australia, New Zealand, China. Say hi. Dang it. I want to hear from you. Be cool. Meet some new friends, and maybe you could meet with like some of the legends of this show as well, like the Vinces, the Tenays, Levi Brown, Benzo. Nigel Southern was the first Australian many years ago that got in touch with the show. Actually, well, there were Australians on the page, of course, too, way back in the sportstuff.com at the very beginning. So there were guys like that, too, way back then. But generally, they had their own shows with their own teams and all that, like, Phoenix Suns and Knicks and Nets. Obviously, Rusty and PMAC, great show back in the day on, obviously out there, called the Courtside podcast. No, the Courtside. What am I saying? Courtside, of course, is got them mixed up. Crossover podcast is what those guys were. Courtside podcast is Wayne Hunt, Vince Germano, BG. It was BG for a while, then became Stu Benson, of course, great guy, also coming out of Sydney. But anyhow, I just want to tell you, every one of you, how much I appreciate every one of you that do listen to the show on a regular basis. And if you're new, I hope you like it. And if you like it, tell your friends, encourage your friends to listen. With that said, take care. Thank you again. Go Timberwolves. Get your heads out of somewhere if you could.